Hi, everybody. I'm back. And as promised, I'm not trying to be the perfect YouTube witch. I'm just trying to be myself. I do have my pentacle on today, though. So kind of fancy. And I do have this really pretty coppery eyeshadow on today that I like. It makes me feel fiery. I struggle with fire. I struggle to cultivate fire. I'm very airy and I'm very earthy. And so it helps me sometimes to like wear red and, have these visual cues when I look in the mirror to remind me of my inner fire and cultivating it. So I just thought I'd share what I did this morning. I basically had dried a whole bunch of herbs. And so this is my little mint bottle. It's not fancy. I don't have a fancy label. It's just a regular old mason jar. But I use mint so much in my magical work, and it is one of my favorite herbs. And I feel like it's really, for me, it's like throwing a little bit more of my own energy into a spell. So even if it isn't a spell that calls for mint, so like if it doesn't have anything to do with, money or whatever, I throw some mint in there anyways because I feel like it's so strongly aligned with me as a person, and I feel like it's a real helper plant for me. So this is my big jar of mint. I did have a lot of lavender, but I went through it, and so I have lavender growing right now on the patio, but until it's grown a little bit more and I can dry it, I don't have any dried lavender. I always keep flower petals. I like to use them to cast circle in the summertime when I'm doing like an outdoor ritual. I think it's a really pretty visual and it really denotes the growing season. So as I acquire flower petals, I just add them to this jar. Right now, I only have purple ones in there. I have some Dusty Miller, which I've dried. And Dusty Miller is really hardy. It grows really well here in Wisconsin. It's not picky about like shade, sun, wet, dry. Like it does really well. And so I have a lot of it. And I recently learned that it's very beneficial for moon magic. So I dried some of this and I've got it ready to go. I'm going to try to use some for the new moon. Obviously, I have some sage because what good witch wouldn't have some for magic? And lemon balm, which I really like. I'm planning to make a citrus blend. I have some oil and some other things that are drying that I want to use to make a citrus blend because I really like to use that for, again, cultivating fire. I associate the colors of like lemons and oranges, orange peels and things like that with fire. And so having a citrus blend to use when I want to cultivate fire is helpful. And then this is sort of my ritual blend. So, I might get out like, let's say this lemon balm if I was working with a specific spell that I thought could benefit from using the lemon balm. When I make ritual blends, like I have ritual oil blend and then I have an herbal ritual blend, that is more, again, sort of like my personal energy signature. So I made myself a ritual blend that when I'm doing like full moon magic, it's an oil blend. I can wear it. And it's the herbs, it's the oils and the plants that speak to me that I feel the most attuned to. And it's the same thing with my herbal ritual blend. And so sometimes I'll sprinkle something like this on top of a candle that I'm burning for a spell. Sometimes I'll just sprinkle it on top of a candle when I'm just having my ritual time where I'm just honoring the gods and I want to, leave a little offering for them. So the last thing I wanted to show you is I have this big bag of stems. There's some Dusty Miller in there. There's some mint. There's just a little bit of everything, some lavender in there. And I like to keep those because when I have campfires, I like to throw them on the campfire as offerings. And also we have a fireplace. I don't know if you can see it over there a little bit. There's a fireplace. When we burn our fireplace, I like to throw the stems on there as an offering. These are all things that I've grown myself. They're not purchased plants. There isn't anything wrong with like purchasing herbs online. I don't have a problem with that. And I use those things when I need to. But if I can grow it myself and dry it myself, I feel like every part of that process is ritual. So when I'm watering the plants and talking to the plants, because I do talk to my plants, when I'm harvesting the plants and drying the plants, it's all part of the ritual process for me. And I feel like the more energy that I put into tending for my plants, the more my intent is already there in the herbs when I put them in the jars. So I would really like to, at some point, have some pretty jar labels for my jars. But for now, I'm okay with the mason jars. It's fine. I don't feel the need to be like super fancy with that. So that's what I'm doing today. I love it whenever I get to use my mortar and pestle. So I did that. I got to use that today. That was fun. The other thing that happened, this happened to me yesterday. My doctor told me that she wants me to go on a 2-week vacation. So she thinks that I'm too stressed and I have pretty bad insomnia and I have fibromyalgia. And so I do have some chronic pain issues. And she feels that I have been working too much and that I need to take a break, which, is really, really hard because I am a Gemini and I'm kind of type A and I don't really know how to relax. Relaxing is not easy for me. If I'm sitting on the couch watching TV, I'm usually doing something else while I'm watching TV. And so, sorry, I'm really thirsty. So, I'm trying to figure out how to do that. She gave me a new sleeping pill that I tried last night, which did not work at all. I was laying in bed until about 2:00 in the morning, and then I gave up and decided that I was just going to get up and do something because I wasn't going to fall asleep. And I think I fell asleep about 5:45 this morning, and I slept until about 9:45. So I'm not operating on a ton of rest right now. So yeah, for the next 2 weeks, I'm going to be trying to focus on how to relax and how to rest. And it should be interesting. I'll keep you posted. I don't know how it's going to go. So yeah, and it's kind of made doubly hard because today is the first day of Gemini season, and we have a new moon in Gemini coming up tomorrow, and so I'm just like feeling the full power of my Gemini-ness, and boy, that's really difficult too because I like novelty. I like to go out and see new things and do new things and experience new things. And we're in this like shutdown and I can't really go anywhere. I might try to make it out to like a different state park or something tomorrow, just to kind of, feed that novelty a little bit. But yeah, and some of the parks in our area are county parks you can forage. So I might take like my natural plant book out and see if I can do some foraging. But yeah, it's really hard when my Gemini brain is like, go, go, go. And my doctor's like, no, you need to rest. So I'll probably have to do some water work because water is kind of the thing that consistently I can go to for healing and restoration and rest. And so I'll probably be tapping into some water energy and trying to do that. So the new moon's tomorrow. It's in Gemini. I'd be curious to know what you guys are planning to do. I am really trying to call in some energy around like courage and the ability to take control of some things that I haven't been really willing to take control of in the past. I've always been a really strong and really driven person, but I always tend to operate in the background. I don't really have a desire to be out in front, and it's easy for me to just let other people kind of be in that position. But I'm trying to start a new business, and I'm trying to write a book, and there's all these things that I'm trying to do that really require me to be courageous and to step out into the light a little bit, promote myself a little bit, but also believe in myself more. And so, I'm going to try to call that in with this new moon and try to tie up in this lunar cycle, try to tie up any loose ends that are going on before my 50th birthday. So I have a return of Chiron going on right now, and I'm turning 50 on June 21st, and I'm trying to sort of gracefully end this chapter of my life up until age 50, and then hopefully transform and step into a new chapter when I turn 50. And so this lunar cycle is a lot about that until my birthday actually comes around. So I hope everybody is doing well, and I hope that you have a really wonderful new moon, and that all your intentions go out into the universe and you see them manifest. And yeah, I'll be talking to you soon. Bye.